The Ndiche, or title chiefs, are divided into three categories. There is the Ndichume, headed by the Onowu Iyasili, the Prime Minister, and 5 others. These are the closest members to the Igwe's council. The 23-member Ndiokwa, as the second category chiefs, are primarily expected to assist the Ndiume in executing administrative functions. The Ndiche Okwaraze, with 15 members, is categorized as the third-grade chiefs. As the title implies, it may be conferred on public-spirited citizens who may or may not be Ozo or title holders as conferred by the Obi. Among the functions of the Red Cap chiefs include upholding the propriety of religious and customary practices, dispensing justice according to equity and laws of the land. They defend the land against aggression and also participate in cultural festivals, among which is the Ofala festival. The Ofala festival is an annual festival that is celebrated by the people of Onitsha in Anambra State, Nigeria, to renew their allegiance to the Obi. The festival has been described as the most important surviving traditional ceremony of the Onitsha indigenes. It is well attended by people from all walks of life, captains of industries, politicians, royal fathers, and clergy, including the very young and old.
Without our culture, we are nobody. It's very important to uphold our culture and tradition, and for us to use that avenue to foster development and growth for our country.
This cultural ceremony is a thing that is worth observing at any given time, because it brings the people together. It brings a sense of unity, it brings a sense of conviviality, it makes the people come together, it helps to put down any sense of a conflict.
The festival is wonderful. It's a pleasure to be invited here and just to participate in this very huge and very well celebrated cultural event.
Everything seems well organized. Everybody's excited. Everybody's, can't wait for Igwe to come out so we can celebrate and support with him. So yeah, it's an era of celebration and support and unity, and that's great.
We need to get our true and well-respected traditional leaders to come together and forge some understanding in the country.
Of the celebration, there is a traditional youth carnival where the youths of Onitsha, in traditional attires and gorgeous costumes, are dressed, depicting different grades of chiefs, including the Obi himself, who is the custodian of the Onitsha Traditional Society, file out in a colorful procession on the streets of Onitsha. festival is a spectacular public outing of the Obi in the palace arena, with the cheer of a crowd made up of his subjects, most of whom have not seen him in the past 1 year. The first day of the Ofala festival showcases the parade of people from various clans who assemble at the palace ground in colorful traditional attires and beautiful regalia to pay homage to the Obi with the support of their kinsmen. The Red Cap chiefs, known as the Indiche, in their traditional attires, arise independently, each accompanied by their village music and also dancing to the beats of the traditional royal band, the ABEOKUTA.
Ofala is the peak of our annual festival cycle. It's once a year the king appears in front of his people, and of course they hail him and they celebrate him and they pray for him, he prays for them. Ofala comes in the middle of the New Yam Festival, and the New Yam Festival is not celebrated in one day by the whole community. Different villages celebrate at different days, one after the other, starting from the smallest villages and ending up with the largest villages. So most of the villages have celebrated a New Yam Festival already. After Ofala, the Baleze, which are the royal villages, will now have their own celebration. After which, I will now have my own celebration, which is final.
Yam was foreign. Yam was even considered poisonous. But they had other people who were eating it. So they decided they would try. They would give it a try. A small village, enclave in Onitsha, known to be Babalawos, known to be Dibias, known to be herbalists, promised that they have a herb when mixed with the yam, roasted yam. It will provide the antidote to whatever poison was deemed to have been in the yam. Okay, let us try, and they did. The Onitsha man again with his sense, let us start with the smallest portion of our enclaves, the village, so that if really the yam would kill, we would have lost just a small portion, not a holocaust. They did try with this village called Ogbe Ozoma. Ozoma was one of the known chiefs, great chiefs of Onitsha in those days. So they did try, nobody died. And then they started, let the next village try, let the next village try. And that's how New Yam Festival came up.
At the Obi's palace, tens and thousands of men and women dance to the heart-pulsating beat of traditional drumming and merrymaking. The highlight of the festival is the Obi's entrance in his royal regalia and a crown called Ubodudu, escorted by the members of his cabinet. He makes his first appearance before his subjects, who arise and cheer with their hearts full of joy and happiness. The Obi, flanked by his chiefs and page boys, carries the state sword called Abaka in his right hand and a long horse-tail called Odu in his left hand, adorned in their crowns, carrying their state swords made of steel. The Abanzi, also referred to as titlemen, are very important to the administration of the Obi for the spiritual needs of the people. They decide on measures or sanctions to be imposed on any person who contravenes any religious right in consultation with the Obi and Ndichi. They equally play the role of justice of peace in their various localities, and their decisions are always held in high esteem.
We, the Onitsha people, have stood and held to our culture tradition, and I think our generation and generation yet unborn must live with the tradition left with us. The pride of a man remains in his tradition. His identity is his tradition. And a tradition is an embodiment of the man's life. So we will not let go.
Culture is not just dancing and everything, you know. The way we bring up our children, at the age of 10 to 12, all the boys must enter the masquerade society. When you join the masquerade society, you are now taught the morals of life going forward. You have to be honest, you know, you don't steal, and all of that. And we still maintain all of this. Our masquerades are there not just to display for entertainment, but they have moral sense in what they do. Cultures learn from one another. And the more
once you mention your name, it is a close-knit society. Close-knitting.
The celebration continues as the NTA dance according to the tune of the sacred royal music changes in accordance with the respective titles and positions, one after the other, and disperse, after which they hang their caps on their spears and take one striking side is the most. Subsequently, one after the other chief appear before the B for salute.
In there, first of all, as ceremonial caps, pose, those things are not posed. They are like space. All the record chiefs you see there, and they protect a particular section of the town in case of war and the foot soldiers. Then the you see there is one in a year coming for this during the funeral of one of these red cap chiefs. The son greeting his father. They are not actually mourned. They are celebrated.
Head of a procession, songs and dances, after which he continues to see them. Women play an important role in the administration of the social life in Onitsha. They are responsible for keeping the home.
The average Onitsha woman is very dynamic. A lot of them are educated. You will see people who are in their 90s who have been teachers and have also trained their children to become people of repute in the society. And as in the past, you will hear women being called